What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and right before you get to the video, we wanted to just include you into some information about our channel. We're in the middle of a milestone giveaway. If we hit 500 subscribers, we're giving away a slab. What slab are we giving away, Nate?
We're giving away a CGC graded 9.4 Wolverine #1 with a custom label as well, a custom Wolverine label. This is the #1, the first in his ongoing series.
Yes, but the only way we can give it away is if we hit 500 subscribers. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and yeah, so let's get on to the video, shall we? What up, YouTube? It's Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and we've got another video for you, and it's December solicitations, but we're gonna do it a little differently, right? Usually we run through the entire solicitations list and be like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're not gonna do that, and we're like, you know what? We're just going to talk about the top 10 books that we are most excited about in December's Marvel solicitations. So we've got, the main title from CBR.com. We got Daredevil's big event, Spider-Man versus Miles Morales, and more arrive in Marvel's December releases. And there is a lot going on in December. It feels like a lot of miniseries, a lot of events, which it seems like we're kind of just throwing everything at the wall. Marvel's just kind of like, we got all these stories, and we're just going to throw it at the wall. And before we started the video, you even said you feel like you're getting a little bit of an event fatigue, and we haven't even started here in September. Yeah, so let's see if we survive. All right, so first up we have Devil's Reign, Marvel's event Devil's Reign, 1 of 6. This cover is freaking fire, and this is from the great Chip Zdarsky. And I don't know, man. I think we're both pretty excited for this.
I think this is probably the thing that I'm most excited about from the whole solicitations, and it's right up front too. I think that, Chip and Marco Cicchetto have done such a good job with this run that this will be a really nice culmination of their run. I don't know if we're going to have any more after this run, but I was curious if this was a full-fledged event or if it, like, with tie-ins and all. We don't see any evidence of that here, but there's already some stuff floating out there about some tie-ins and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I think that
it's going to be a big old giant event.
Yeah, I think there's some decent tie-ins. I don't know if I'll do the tie-ins. I'll probably stick straight to just the main book. I feel like I've been a little burned by Marvel and doing tie-ins. But I'll be interested to see if this, like you were saying, goes any further past this event, if Chip's going to be done after this, or if he's going to continue to write this new Daredevil book that might come out of it. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
I think this will be a really interesting opportunity for Chip to revisit some characters that I think he's written really well, like Spider-Man, Johnny Storm, Thing, and then some characters that he hasn't written before that I'm really excited to see him write, like Iron Man or Captain America or something.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so after that, the next pick we've got is Timeless, dealing with Kang. Now, this book has a little bit of controversy around it. Originally, was it Joe Bennett?
Yep.
He was on the book, but he has since been released from Marvel for some pretty stupid shit that he decided to create and put online. So I believe Mark Bagley, or am I saying it right?
Yeah, Bagley.
Bagley will be doing the artwork now. I don't know how I feel about that. I've been kind of on and off on him. I mean, sometimes I feel like his art's really cool, and other times it just feels a little bit sloppy. Nonetheless, I am all in on Kang, and we are going to get to the other Kang book in our list. Just spoiler alert, that's going to be in our list here. But dude, I have been pleasantly surprised with some of the Kang stories that have been coming out this year. So I am 100% excited for this one as well.
Yeah, this is going to be similar to those setup one-shots that we've been getting in the past, like the Marvel 1000 and stuff like that, where it's just a big oversized book, probably going to have more than one story in it. And it's just going to give us a little bit of a picture of what the next phase of Marvel Comics is going to look like. So, and I'm actually really excited that it's being written by Jed MacKay. Marvel's been putting a lot of weight on his shoulders recently. He's got Infinite Destinies, which is wrapping up, Black Cat, which is wrapping up, and then Moon Knight, of course, which is just getting started. So
yeah. No, I've been definitely waiting for that Marvel 1000 book. I was kind of curious. I was like, where is that going to be? And it's right in front of us.
Here it is.
All right, after that, we have Avengers Forever from Jason Aaron. Now, we both, mainly you, but I've kind of jumped on that train too, have been a little disappointed with Jason Aaron's current Avengers run, just because it feels like every arc is just more grandiose, more epic, more like you can't, you gotta, it's overwhelming, right? And I think when we both heard and read that this was being released, that we were like, this is perfect. This is, and this is obviously an assumption, but we feel like this is the perfect space for Aaron to really do that massive, epic event with the Avengers. And what we're kind of seeing here is it looks like it's going to be a multiverse event. Which I think asks for something that big.
It's of course the one way that they'd get me to jump back in on an Avengers book is by going cosmic. So it's going to be so hard for me to avoid this book. I'm obviously not going to start. I'm going to be all in, and I really like Aaron Cooter as the interior artist as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. See if
The other
Jason
thing,
Aaron can get it back together.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm going to make it a prediction here. I think this Avengers Forever, probably even in Timeless, we'll see this a little bit, is the undoing of Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. I've been telling you that there's this play going on where we're getting ready to completely break open the multiverse. Obviously, it makes sense with everything that's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so why not do it in the comics? And I just feel like we're getting... this might be part of the puzzle to really break Marvel Comics Secret Wars, break the multiverse out. It's all been kind of shoved into a box, and I think we're about to explode. In my opinion, I think this is what that title's going to do.
Yep, I would not be surprised by that in the slightest bit, because we've got so many things pointing that way. Especially if you've current on your Fantastic Four reading right now, I think you'll definitely see that's already very apparent that where we're going. And a lot of the names that are shifting into bigger names now, like Jason Aaron, Dan Slott, and Al Ewing, have pretty rich histories with talking about multiverses or writing about multiverses and stuff. So
yeah. Well, we'll kind of fuse one other book together, which is Jason Aaron's other book, and that's his actual Avengers book, which if you read the actual blurb for this issue, which I think this is issue 51, we're actually dealing with what we read in Free Comic Book Day, where there's this Avenger Prime who is at the edge of the multiverse, and he has a police force of Deathlocks. And so they are now invading Jason Aaron's actual Avengers run. So we put this in the list because we were both very just like super excited when we read that. We were like, oh my god, like it feels like Jason Aaron's Avengers run might actually get back on track and feel more of a cohesive story rather than jumping arc to arc to arc.
Right. That
That remains to be seen, but we're stoked.
I'm very excited. I'm surprised that I'm actually going to go straight up and be picking up this title again. So. And now I'm going to be picking up not one but two. So great.
There it is. 2 Avengers run have now been added to Nathan's pool, so be ready for that on the show. All right, after that, we've got Demon Days Rising Storm #1. This is the continuation of Peach Momoko's current story dealing with Mariko and her... it's an Elseworld version that Momoko has built where... classic Marvel characters aren't necessarily the same as they are in the current 616 or comics, and she's just kind of, it's her own take, right? And the last issue was absolutely fantastic, and now we're getting Thor and Storm as would-be assassins, but something's up, right? Like, they might not be fully on the other side and might actually help Mariko. We'll have to wait and see. But I think the coolest thing about this that I'm really excited about is we get Chibi Storm. We get the kid version of Storm in this book.
Every single one of these books has been fantastic for me, and I definitely attribute it. I've said it before in a live show, but I definitely attribute this book as one of the things that really pushed me over the edge to start getting into manga and anime and stuff. Because I mean, not only is Peach's style amazing, but seeing it in all that beautiful color, nice.
That's definitely the difference maker when it comes to her stuff. That's really, I mean, she's doing the interior, she's writing it, and then she's doing the coloring. So we don't get an issue for 3 months, but when they come, oh my god, they're amazing. So cannot wait for this one to come out. So we highly recommend picking up Demon Days if you haven't already started reading it. Check it out; it is fantastic. All right, after that we have Inferno from Jonathan Hickman. This is the conclusion, his masterpiece to the X line, to the House and Powers, whatever you want to call it. This is it, supposedly, and I'm sure it is. And I'll be very sad, just like Mystique slash Raven, or not Mystique, Mystique slash Destiny is on the cover. I really, again, this is, I think, issue 4, I believe. This is the last issue, and we haven't even gotten it yet. And we were just talking about it today. We're currently reading our books for September 15th, and it's just like we need to hurry up and get to Inferno, because I'm ready to know what the fate is of Krakoa. And if you go through the rest of the solicitations for the X books, which we're not going to do in this video, we you should go do it. It feels like Krakoa is still kind of intact, but I'm sure there will be a lot of changes. But no, I'm again super excited for this book. I want to know. I want to read it. That's the only hard part about this is we get these solicitations, and again, we're on the last issue, and it's kind of like, well, I don't want to read the blurb,
Yep, I don't either. That's why I skipped it.
Well, anyway, we're just putting it on people's radar. Inferno is definitely one thing to pick up, especially if you've been so invested in the X line. This is the love letter, the final goodbye from Hickman. So hopefully it holds up to its standard. I'm sure it will. Hickman won't let us down. All right, after that, we've got Hulk from the great Donny Cates. It's pretty easy to say that usually Donny Cates' first arc into a new series is always extremely explosive, extremely jaw-dropping, and I don't expect anything less from this. I am, again, most of these books that you're going to hear, I'm going to say I'm very excited. There's not going to be one book that I'm like, whatever.
Right. This is the show of excitement.
For sure. And this will be coming right off of Ewing's run, which we'll get the last book, I think, next month, so we'll see how that goes. But the other thing that's got me really excited about this book, outside of Donnie's just explosive writing style, is Ryan Otley. Dude, that Free Comic Book Day book, both of us were just completely blown away. So I know you're not a super big Hulk fan. I'm not really either. I'm just interested in the character. But Donnie has a way of just grabbing people into reading about characters that they really don't give two shits about. So it'll be interesting to see where we go with this character.
I'll be picking it up because it's a Donnie book, but also because it is a Hulk book. It'll automatically start on a little bit of a short leash. But how do you get me into a series? Put the motherfucker in space. I'm going to be there right away. So he's got me for at least the first 6 issues.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he won't let us down. It's when he gets further into his run where we have 2 to 3 issue pauses is where we kind of start losing interest, and then he gets us right back with the damn hook. So I'm sure that'll happen with us here, just like it is in Thor right now. All right, so next up we have Kang the Conqueror, issue number 5, the last in this little mini-series. We're already 2 books in. We get the second issue. We just picked up the second issue this week, which is September, if you're watching this video prior to or past that. And dude, I am all aboard this Kang the Conqueror train. And then outside of that, the other reason why I'm so excited for this is this cover is insane. It is so good.
This is one of the best covers of the year.
Yeah, probably like cover of the week or cover of the Solicitation, maybe. I mean, there's a couple Alex Rosses in there, but that's a given. This is insane. But I'm really interested to see where this goes. I mean, we're still kind of going through, as we're speaking right now, how Kang is trying to be defiant of Kang, which I think is really cool. And again, it just makes sense with the MCU dealing with Kang and probably multiple variants of him. Why not have a comic series about it? I think we're just destined to get Kang all through 2022.
Yeah, I think he's going to be insanely prominent. They want him in as much things as possible so that the people that are excited about him from the MCU will find him in the comics, and so that the comics people will be excited to go watch him in the MCU. So
yeah, for sure.
And luckily they chose a character that we both like.
Yeah, and we, you gave me a little bit of a lesson the other day because I tried, and I'm still learning. And look at the Wikipedia page for Kang if you don't know who Kang is or you don't have a good idea of it. I'm still fucking lost, but I love it. Next up, we've got Thor issue number 20. We're finally back on where Nick Klein is on the book. I think he's on starting at 19. Yep. And so this is the continuation of this story that Mjolnir is out of control. It seems like it's wreaking havoc on its own, and Thor can't figure it out. And we're from previous issues that we've read that's kind of going into this arc. I think we're going to be employing Thor's mother's help. Also his sister, which I'm not quite familiar with. What's her name? Is it Abigail? Angela. And also Odin. I think, the entire family is coming aboard. And like we said before about Donnie, he has these like 2 to 3 issues, and whether it's because of, he needs a break or Nick Klein needs a break or whatever it is, we have these ebbs and flows. And so I'm sure that this is going to be another uptick into hooking us again. And I know you have other thoughts, and so I will leave you the floor.
So this is the big arc, right? This is supposed to be after the small break we get into the big arc. This is supposed to be the Donald Blake arc, or whatever the hell the first one was. That was so awesome. I can't remember what it's called. But and literally this is just going to be a rehashing of a Jason Aaron arc that we just did 5 years ago. And I'm super fucking not interested at all. Like the whole Mjolnir, I'm not worthy, am I worthy, what's happening, I don't have control of him, is like a horrible trope to begin with Thor, and it's overdone so much. But then Jason Aaron somehow just did it, and did it really well by using it as a way to introduce Jane Foster as Thor. And now no one should ever do it again, ever, for at least 200 years. Yeah. And the fact that Donnie is already doing it 19 issues into his run fucking makes me furious.
So here's my counter argument to your beefy statement. I will be referencing this video back either to look bad on me or look bad on you when the book actually comes out, and it'll either be exactly what you're saying it is, or it won't be, and it'll be just something that both of us will be like, what the fuck? Like, it's coming, and I know it's either one of those two. It's a 50-50, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love nothing more than for me to be wrong, for it to be amazing, and for this to be very much like a misdirection, and that it doesn't play out the way I expect. But I don't have a ton of faith that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, because I mean, you were not super excited for the Donald Blake arc, and then it ended up being probably one of the best. I mean, it wasn't the best arc, but it was good. I mean, it was really good. We both were very surprised at how well that arc ran. So we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Strange Academy. Now, this book, if I'm not mistaken, this is issue 14. We just got 13, right? So we're waiting a little bit to get this book.
Did we just get 13?
I think we did.
Or 12.
Maybe it was 12. Maybe it was 12. Either way, the way this thing is written is basically we're jumping kind of into, it seems like we're jumping into the future with our characters to see where they're ending up as, from the academy. And I'm excited for this book. I'm ready for it. I want to see. This cover's got me super intrigued. What I'm really worried about is after this, it's going to be like, and we're done. Like, it doesn't say in the solicitation that it's over, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that Strange Academy is going to be over soon, and I don't want that.
Well, yes, and the amount of the only consistency that we have gotten from this book so far is that it's been awesome and that it doesn't come out on time, and so that really worries me as well about the future of this book. Which I'm sure the sales on this book have got to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
I see the when our LCS gets the books in for the week, and we see them before they hit the shelves. We see how many copies they have before they've even done their polls, and I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many copies here. And then we go in on Wednesday and there's like 3 on the shelf. If that, yeah. And it's just like, god, we're going, and our LCS is pretty, I would say pretty just average size. It's not, a torpedo, and it's not rinky-dink mom and pop. It's a nice mid-sized store, and they go through so many copies. Anyway, all of that to say, I'm worried about this too, because it's so good, and I don't want it to go away. Right?
Yeah, I don't want it to go away either. All right, so that's going to do it for our December solicitations video for Marvel for 2021. Again, we're kind of doing it a little different. We wanted to do our top 10 picks rather than go through the entire list, because sometimes we see a book and we're like, whatever. So we wanted to hit you guys up with the books that we're most excited about. But we do encourage you to go to cbr.com or wherever you look at your Marvel solicitations and check out the list for yourself and see what you're most excited about. Go ahead in the comments and let us know what you're most excited to read and pick up for December 2021 from Marvel. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, give us a like over a little bit. There it is, bang, because that helps us grow this channel. We're in the middle of a milestone giveaway we talked about at the beginning of this video, and obviously give us a like so it helps us with the algorithm, and you hit that bell and you'll never miss one of our videos, so you'll always be up to date on what we're talking about. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So as always, read more comics. Talk to you later, fam.